Thank you for watching this Last Mile Profits video.
If you want to find out what Lockheed Martin have got to do with the postal world, keep watching.
Last Mile Profits is brought to you by Parcel Pending by Quadient.
Gary, we haven't done anything really postal for a while. So what can be more postal than postcodes? Or, for our American viewers, zip codes.
Exactly. So you're right. We haven't talked about him for a while. I mean, you used to do a lot of postal stuff with that other guy you did these videos with, but I'm not envious. I don't hold a grudge. We can do it.
Well, look, the story apparently is that in France, they've decided that they need to do more out of home because apparently the postcodes are so wide, you can get several different locations within one postcode, which makes it very, very difficult for the postie or any other delivery agent to find the right place.
Now I'm having second thoughts. Now, in our last video, one of the recent videos, we were slightly rude about the French mobile post office. And I might have said bearing in mind I'm paid by a French company, I might have said one or two things about their pension schemes and wine at lunch and so on. If I start having a dig at the postcode system as well, my future income stream might be in jeopardy.
Yeah, but look, okay, let's then take a step back, make this very, very objective. You know, the reality is postcodes are not always great. I know that when I was at Amazon, they were looking at geofencing and using other tools which were much, much smarter. But the reality is there are still players, particularly postal operators, that are dependent on postcodes. And I thought it'd be quite interesting to sort of do a short history of at least our joint knowledge on postcodes. So let me maybe jump in with one from my part of the world, and then I think you might have one from your part of the world. So I think it's fixed now, but there was a time not so long ago where Lithuania, I think, hardly had any postcodes, which made it very, very challenging to be able to deliver effectively, which sometimes, by the way, is a good thing because it means you then go to geofencing and geocodes. But I think there's somewhere in your neck of the woods, a sort of...
Yeah, well, we're talking a good 20 years ago now, but Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, famously used to have just two postcodes. Dublin was postcode number 1 and everywhere else was postcode number 2. So you could do a basic inside Dublin, outside Dublin sort at some point, but clearly that was pretty harsh to say it was postcodes. It's fixed now. They have a fully modernized system of postcodes. But you're right, depending on where you are, they can be extremely specific or vague, not to be helpful very much at all. They can cover a single building, or they could cover an entire industrial estate that doesn't really help you if you're trying to find somewhere within it at all. So they do vary in their quality and accuracy quite a bit.
But don't you think, Gary, that the reality is technology has gone so far forward that theoretically you can geocode an address, and actually, provided you've got a suitable tech system that's not very well worded, but let's say route optimization and geocode-based system, actually you don't really need a postcode anymore.
Well, at the end of the delivery cycle, there is a human readable element that has to be done. You know, somebody has to be able to look at the front of something. So could you deliver end to end just with a barcode or a QR code, or your favorite, the little chip inside? If it was locker to locker, then yeah, absolutely you can, because it's all done electronically. But all the time there's somebody walking the streets holding the thing, you have to have something human readable at the end. And if you've got that on there, then obviously alphanumeric is the way to encode something.
Well, I think we're in agreement there, but I'm specifically talking about the postcode. So you do need some kind of address, but from the best systems, and this is now a few years back, what I loved about the Amazon system was it learnt, and this was 10 years ago now. You know, with AI where it is today, you know, I can imagine that you just need even parts, you don't even need a complete address, and it will identify, provided you have a suitable handheld device, it will help you find the location. And what was brilliant about, you know, this is a dated system, I'm sure they're far better now, but it not only helped you find the address, but it would tell you things that were counterintuitive. So for example, if the address was X, but the entrance was from a different street, it would tell you that. Or if, you know, the place that is screamingly obvious, it's the front door, isn't, it would also help you with that. So
yeah, I think that's what's been missing for a very long time. Lockheed Martin won the contract from Royal Mail probably more like 30 years ago. It's the first example I ever heard of machine learning where they were optically scanning every envelope that went through the Royal Mail system, feeding the data into a huge computer, and making decisions based on the postcode, and even learning handwriting as it went along. If they found a bit of handwritten mail they couldn't read, the image was put in front of somebody, it was keyed in real time, and then the machine learned that that's what that handwriting style was. So it was a very early example of machine learning, but it would never got as far as what you're describing, which, to be fair, it does sound really cool.
Well, look, Gary, it'd be great to have comments and examples from our viewers. I have to say, I learned something. I never felt or knew that Lockheed Martin had had an important part in the development of the Courier Express parcel industry. So that's a new one, Gary, for me. Thank you. As usual, if you've enjoyed this video, please click like, subscribe. It helps us keep the videos free for you. And Gary, I think we should do some postal vids every now and again because I think they're actually quite interesting.